All right. Hello, everybody. KVUE Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with you. I guess it is Christmas Eve. It's been a very warm day here across Central Texas. We had a high of 78 today. We have more warm weather in the forecast for your Christmas Eve, but we're also tracking a few changes. A weak cold front is going to get here in the evening tomorrow, and that's actually going to bring us a risk for storms, maybe even a few strong to severe storms for the evening of Christmas Eve between about 5 p.m. in the afternoon to about midnight. After that, though, all of the wet weather is going to clear out overnight. So by Christmas morning, we're back to entirely dry weather. And this cold front, it's not very strong, but will be at least a little bit cooler in time for Christmas Day. So let's get into the forecast. Here is a live view outside from our Zach Theater camera. It doesn't really feel like the holidays, but it looks like the holidays. You can see all the Christmas lights on the skyscrapers downtown. So here's the updated Christmas forecast. Tomorrow, and I know obviously it's a huge travel day, maybe you're last minute shopping, you're trying to run out, grab food, whatever you're doing, there is a ton of dry, quiet time on your Christmas Eve. But during the evening, there's a 50% chance for storms. A few of those could be strong to severe. Prior to the storms, we had a high of 76 degrees in the afternoon. Then after midnight, that front pushes through, rain will end overnight. And by Christmas morning, we're completely dry and we're a little cooler. 54 in the morning, then a high temperature of about 67 is in the forecast for Christmas Day with a mix of clouds and sunshine. So at least our forecast has trended a little bit cooler in time for Christmas Day. Before we get to that, storm risk here. This is our storm outlook for tomorrow for your Christmas Eve. Again, this is during the evening into the early overnight. We have a level 1 out of 5. That is a marginal risk for severe weather. It's been a while since we've had a risk for severe weather. This is the lowest on our scale. Strong wind and hail, the main two threats. There's a very low risk, especially over Fayette County for a brief isolated tornado tomorrow. Again, it's not a huge severe weather risk, but given we've got so much going on, it's a good idea. Just make sure you have the KVUE app downloaded. Make sure you have a way to receive any weather alerts. If we get a severe thunderstorm warning or even a tornado warning, we want you to know about that. Just make sure you're kind of keeping tabs on things with us through tomorrow. Here's a look at the breakdown as far as storm coverage. This is not going to be a situation where everybody gets stormy weather tomorrow. In fact, many will not. I don't expect storms at all. Zero rain across the hill country. Then as you get into parts of Blanco, into Burnett County, and the western Wilco, western Travis, western Hays, it's about a 30%. But then you go into the I-35 corridor, into the East Metro, a 50% chance for storms. And then storms aren't likely for our easternmost areas. Highway 77 corridor, Fayette County, Lee County, Milam County, Bastrop County, down into Caldwell County. I've got a 70% chance for storms in the forecast there. Okay, what's going on right now? It is 7:03 on this Monday evening. It is 71 right now in Austin. We have some upper 60s across the hill country. It's been relatively breezy today, and even now, Austin is gusting to 24 miles per hour. That's a southeast wind, which will obviously switch to a north wind behind our cold front in the evening tomorrow. Satellite radar right here at home is completely quiet. We've had some cloud cover today, but no rain. Here is our system. As of now, this all looks very tame. Light showers, drizzle into Oklahoma. Then you can see the area of low pressure, trailing cold front. This is the cold front that's going to get down to us in the evening tomorrow, a Pacific cold front. So no Canadian or Arctic air behind this one. It's not going to get frigid, but it will get a little cooler. And of course, we have that chance for storms. Okay, let's plan it out. Here's tomorrow morning. No storms at all. Completely quiet. So if you're trying to wake up early, drive to go see family, all good. It's mostly cloudy, maybe a little bit of patchy fog, but all dry. And then we keep going into the day, into the early afternoon, mid-afternoon, late afternoon, 4 o'clock. Still no storms. Again, all through the daytime hours of tomorrow, we're looking good. But then 5 o'clock is when we open up that severe weather window. By the way, very warm again tomorrow, highs in the mid to upper 70s. Okay, so let's keep going. Here is 7:30. There's the time. At 7:30, we've got some scattered areas of showers and embedded storms developing. And what likely happens as we get later on into the evening by 8, 9, 10 o'clock, as this front comes in, I think this activity kind of gels together and we get a line of storms that develops. Now, again, in the hill country, you can see the way this is shaping up. If you live in Llano or Fredericksburg or Mason, it is likely that you see no rain tomorrow. No rain at all, no storms. But as soon as you get to the I-35 corridor, and especially east, you can see where this line of storms is starting to develop from East Austin into Elgin, into Lee County, into Southeastern and eastern portions of Wilco, Milam County. We'll keep going. Here's 10:30. Now we've got this more solid line of storms developing from San Marcos over towards Lockhart, Bastrop, into Giddings. And then this activity keeps going down to the southeast as the front pushes through. So by midnight, down along the I-10 corridor into Fayette County, we have stormy weather ongoing, but then everything just keeps moving out, and the rest of the overnight is going to be completely quiet. So I think Santa will have it planned out. We'll just come in after midnight. It will be smooth sailing here in Central Texas. You can see by the morning of Christmas morning, look, it's cool. It's in the mid to upper 40s in the hill country. Austin's at 54, mid to upper 50s to the east. It will be a little bit cooler. Will still be cloudy, but there's not going to be any rain, and there's certainly not going to be any storms. So here's a look at my Christmas Day hourly forecast. Mostly cloudy to start, then the cloud cover breaks up some as we get past lunchtime, so that should allow temperatures to warm up a little bit. We'll start the day in the mid-50s. Then as we go to the afternoon, I've got a high temperature of 67 in the forecast. So this Christmas forecast is actually trended a little bit cooler. We were talking about this last week, and it looks like we could be like in the mid to upper 70s. Now behind this cold front and this little chance for storms, we'll be at least a little closer to average for this time of the year. Okay, how much rain do we have in the forecast? We, don't really want, rain and storms to interfere with one of the busiest travel days of the year. We don't want that, but we do need the rain. I think we all know that. Here's our rainfall from our high-res rapid refresh, our HRRR model. And again, there's going to be a very steep cutoff here somewhere along or just east of the I-35 corridor. Very little to no rain for the hill country. But then as soon as you get into Lee County, Bastrop County, Eastern Travis, down into Caldwell, into San Marcos, a quick 1/4 of an inch to an inch of rain is likely. And I do want to show you the model comparison. So again, the HRRR, the high-res rapid refresh, that's the model I just showed you. It's the one we went through the timeline with. Here's how much rain that's printing out. The graph model is the other in-house model that we sometimes show you. It has gone way more aggressive with rain. Now, I don't think that this is not what we have in the forecast. I don't think this is what's going to happen. That's why we didn't show it to you. But just to show you, there's a little bit of disagreement out here. If we get into what is like the worst case scenario or the most widespread scenario with storms, our graph model has pretty widespread 1 to 3 inches of rain, maybe locally higher amounts along and east of I-35. So again, not in the forecast, but if things were to overachieve, it would look more like this, close to an inch in Austin, more rain to the east, some strong rowdy thunderstorms, and maybe even a risk for some minor flooding east of I-35. But again, I think that this is a scenario that looks a little bit more realistic as of now. So overall, our rain chance in Austin, it's a 50% for the evening on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is going to be dry. But I do see another system coming in for the day after Christmas. So on Thursday, the 26th, I've got a 40% chance for storms, maybe a few of those storms on the strong side. After that, Friday, 10%, then I think will be dry and quiet as we go to the weekend and into early next week, approaching New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Now, I wanted to show you this just so we can go through our storm chance in the evening tomorrow, then also for the day after Christmas. So here again is a look at 9 p.m. in the evening tomorrow. Stormy weather coming through, clears out in time for dry Christmas Day all across Central Texas. This is looking very quiet. So again, no major travel issues on Christmas Day. Then as we keep going into Thursday, day after Christmas, here comes system number 2, another round of showers and storms, especially up north of here into the Dallas area, North Texas, Texas Panhandle. But still, we have some showers and storms here locally. That moves away to the east by Friday morning, and Friday afternoon into the weekend here in Central Texas is looking dry. All right, so tonight, just to recap everything, mostly cloudy, just a 10% chance for showers tonight. I think we're going to be dry. We'll drop down to 64 degrees. Tomorrow, tons of dry time, mostly cloudy, a warm day, 76. You're going to see a 50% rain chance on the 7-day forecast. That is not really during the day. It's more so during the evening. And a few of those storms late in the day tomorrow could be severe. So obviously, Christmas Eve, a lot of folks hit the road. Maybe you're taking care of stuff at home through the day and you like to get in the car and drive someplace in the evening, especially if you're going east of Austin. Just make sure you're keeping tabs on the radar with us. You're checking in with things. Don't want anybody driving into strong thunderstorms. 50% rain chance for your Christmas Eve in the evening. Front's going to move through Christmas Day all across Texas and here in Central Texas. Looks nice, 54 in the morning, high temperature of 67 for the afternoon, so that will drop us down a little closer to averages for late December. Thursday, system number 2 comes in. We've got a 40% chance for scattered showers and storms. Once we get through this first round, we'll kind of see how that unfolds. I could see that 40% going up a little bit. High of 70 degrees on Thursday. A few of those could also be strong. We'll see how it all comes together. Friday looks mainly dry, just to 10% in the morning, 73. Then we are all dry Saturday and Sunday, and all of a sudden very warm again. 76 degrees is in the forecast for Saturday. Sunday 77. Then Monday next week, we have 82 degrees in the forecast. But by the way, I do think as we get into the new year, maybe in the first few days of 2025, I do think maybe January could bring in some stronger blasts of cooler weather, but that's what we're tracking over the next 7 days. So Christmas Eve storms, they're in the forecast, the headlines. 5 p.m. to midnight is the time frame we are watching for the potential for storms, especially along and then east of I-35. Low and severe weather risk, hail, strong winds, the main two concerns. Could there be some localized heavy rain and some minor flooding? It's not out of the question. We don't have a formal flood outlook, though. And then again, there's a very low risk for an isolated tornado. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Just have your KVUE app, have your ringer turned on, have a way to get warnings. We'll be doing the live radar streams and all this on KVUE Plus and YouTube through your Christmas Eve as well, of course. We'll keep you updated. All storms move out, though, in time for Christmas morning, so stormy weather and rain is not going to impact your Christmas day at all. Storm coverage again for tomorrow. It's very likely there's not going to be any storms at all. No rain, no storms at all for the Hill Country. And then as you get into the 281 corridor, and into Wilco, into Travis, into Hays County, it jumps up to a 30%, then quickly a 50% over the metro. So is there a world where there's no storms at all in parts of central Austin tomorrow? It is a possibility. It's a 50-50 shot, but storms are likely all of a sudden as you go into eastern Travis, eastern Wilco, into Caldwell County. Bastrop storms are likely for you, 70%. Giddings, Steinbach, Lee County, Flatonia, Schulenburg, Fayette County. We have widespread storms that are in the forecast for the evening. So one last update on our Christmas forecast. This is it. Evening storms for Christmas Eve, a high of 76 ahead of the storms. That front's going to move through. Then we'll switch to a north wind. So by Christmas morning, storms are gone. We have 54 degrees in the forecast. Then a mix of clouds and sunshine. Really, it's decreasing clouds through Christmas Day. A high temperature of 67 is what we have in the forecast. All right. So that's going to do it for our KVUE Plus and YouTube live update tonight. We really appreciate everybody joining us. Again, we're going to have lots of digital and on-air updates through the day tomorrow. I know it's busy. The last thing you want to be thinking about is what is the weather going to do? We'll try and take care of that for you. Again, KVUE Plus, YouTube, starting the afternoon, we'll get our radar live streams going. I'll be doing digital cut-ins to our digital products and KVUE Plus all through the evening. If we need to hop on air, it's probably not a situation where that's needed, but we'll do that as well. Of course, we'll have our newscast. And then we can do a little Santa tracking. Again, I think after midnight, storms move out. We'll be all good for Christmas Day. So thank you for joining us tonight. Y'all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays if I don't see you between now and Christmas. But again, we'll keep the updates coming. Meteorologist Grace Thornton will have a live update in the morning. Then the radar stream will start in the evening. We'll have all our typical on-air updates on KVUE as well. Y'all have a good night. I will talk to y'all later, and I'll see you on KVUE News tonight at 10 o'clock.